Hello, welcome to another one of my videos. Thank you for being here. My name's Lisa. I'm an early childhood educator and a mother of 4. I've unschooled my children for the past 16 years, and this is my book, which is no longer available on Amazon because they closed down my account for no reason. Apparently this happens to a lot of people, and even though I appealed and they came to see that whatever they thought was happening was not happening, they reinstated my account, but my book is gone. So I have to republish it if I want to sell it on Amazon. What I'm actually going to be doing instead, this is all meant to be, this has all happened for a reason. I am going to find a way, well, I know a way, I just have to get around to finding the time to do it. I'm actually going to upload it as an ebook to my website. I'm going to make it available. I'm actually going to be writing more ebooks soon. And so yeah, hopefully soon that will be available as an instant download on my own website. I just need some help getting that done. But today I am going to share some notes that are taken from this book. So I want to share my tips for happy children. So as parents, we all just want happy, healthy kids. And working in childcare and meeting a lot of different children and parents, I have been able to see similar struggles with families that I went through when my children were little. Luckily for me, I went through a huge parenting transformation when the children were young, and I was able to change a lot of my parenting behaviors and styles and actually find a form of parenting that was more aligned with who I really am as a mother, what's most comfortable to me, and what worked. So everything that I am about to share has been tried and tested. I've raised my kids this way, and they have been happy and settled and content. Now, this doesn't mean they have never had bad moods or struggles, their own personal lessons to learn and overcome. Some of them have gone through depression and anxiety and have had their own challenges, but keeping it to these basics that I'm about to share has ensured that they've had the support that they've needed to get through those challenges. But most of the time, that doesn't change the fact that overall they are generally happy kids. They are grown now, but I'm going to share what I did while they were little and growing up, and what I still do as they are teenagers and adults to continue to create an environment and a relationship with each of them that enables them to be happy. The first one that kids need to thrive and be happy is lots of time with their parents. So I understand that I work in the childcare industry, so my job is to actually look after other people's kids. So obviously they're not getting unlimited time with their parents, and that's okay. I'm not here to judge. This video will align with those people out there that are on a journey of healing and that actually do want to find every possible way they can to help their kids be happy. One of them will be spending more time with your children. So the less time children spend with their parents, the crankier and more unhappy that they are. They misbehave. they play up. All sorts of behavior issues happen simply as a result of children having less time with their parents. So I spent a good 10 years straight raising my kids, being with them 24/7. And the way that I coped with that is my partner also stayed home and worked from home. We didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have a lot of nice things. We traveled a lot. We did what we had to do to support that kind of lifestyle where we could both be at home with the children. We gave up the idea of full-time work, owning a house, having lots of money, and because this is just what our values were. We valued family time, and so we both made that choice together. And so I had a lot of support and help. I wasn't just left alone with my kids all the time. Now, that brings me to the next one. It's very important for children to thrive and be happy. They need to be following their passions. So whatever that is, and I find that when the children were with me all day long, every day, and they were doing what they love, and they weren't being forced to do things they didn't want to do, they left me alone. They weren't all over me. They weren't cranky. They weren't grumpy. They weren't demanding my attention because they had things that they wanted to do. And that brings me to the next way that children can find a lot of joy and happiness is by gaming. So this happened to be a passion for most of my children, and this made them happy not because they were distracted or they were left in their room, they didn't have to bother me. I actually gamed with my children. So they grew up playing games like Minecraft and car racing games, and they found so much fun and enjoyment in this. I fully support gaming in children, whether that's online, safely, having a bit of fun, competing with other people, or making online friends, or just playing alone. My husband and I and my 4 children, we all joined each other from the home. We didn't all necessarily play online. We just played together as a family. And gaming is something that children love. It settles the nervous system. It's just, if you actually don't look at it as a child sitting at a screen and you look at it as a passion, then you get involved and you see what it's all about. I love gaming. It is loads of fun. So children need to be having fun. They need to follow their passions for them to be happy. The next thing is, for children to be happy, they need to learn naturally. So it's not true that children have to go to school or even be told the subjects they need to learn. They don't have to learn algebra. They don't have to learn how to read and write for them to learn those things. My children are proof of that because they did all of this on their own through searching on the internet, gaming, going to the library. Just by following their passions, they learned everything that they needed to know. Playing games like Monopoly, they learned to count and do math. And so when children aren't being forced to learn, so a lot of force and control is going to create unhappy children. They're going to be very overwhelmed and stressed. When they're allowed to learn on their own naturally and choose the things that they're interested in and things they want to learn, they will be happy. Children also need lots of downtime and alone time. So overstimulated children and children who are socialized all the time on a daily basis, they will have behavior issues and they will be very grumpy and cranky and stressed and overwhelmed, and they'll have meltdowns because they don't have enough time to themselves to regulate their own system, to be in tune with what they're feeling because they're constantly around other children. So children that get a lot of downtime, so a lot of time to just be a bit bored or just be alone in their room for a while, or even just watch a video or play a game or play Lego by themselves in their room, are going to be quite calm and regulated and happy. Children need autonomy over their bodies to be happy. They need to know, who am I in this body? What feels best for this body? When am I tired and when do I need to sleep? When am I hungry? When do I need to eat? What foods make me feel good and what foods don't? How much sleep do I need? How do I feel when I stay up all night and don't get enough sleep and then have to go out the next day? How do I feel when I eat junk food? Children need to make these choices for themselves. Our job as parents should be to encourage health wherever we can and demonstrate health and show them what it looks like to be happy and healthy, for them to be happy and be able to make good choices. So it is not true that we need to make all of our choices for our children for them to know what's right or wrong. The opposite is actually true, because children can't know what's right or wrong until they learn through their own consequences, which comes from making their own choices. So another thing that enables happy children is allowing feelings. So it is quite common for parents to try to put a stop or put an end to children's emotions and feelings. Most children are not allowed to feel angry or sad or throw a tantrum. They get into trouble, and that's just going to cause these emotions to build up even more. There's nowhere for them to get it out. And that brings me to my next one, which is mirroring. So mirroring is showing children that their feelings are normal and healthy. It's, instead of stopping the feeling or the emotion, it's being a calm presence, and it's allowing, having like a calm space, being the eye of the storm. And it actually shows, it mirrors back to children that their feelings are safe. So children need to feel safe with what they're expressing and what they're feeling in order to be happy. Again, all of these things that I'm sharing must be demonstrated in us parents as well. We can't just let them do these things or tell them to do these things and then we're doing something different. So by us following our own passions and by us being happy and us doing the things we love and showing that it's okay to have downtime and making good choices and being honest about our feelings and not trying to hide them, this is going to teach children to do the same. So this actually leads into my next point, which is honesty. So children are happy when they are allowed to be honest, when they're allowed to say what's on their mind, they're allowed to have opinions, feelings, they're allowed to say no when they don't want to do something, and by seeing honesty in ourselves. So they're not going to be happy if we are stressed and overwhelmed and we're trying to run away from them and hide and shut down and close off to them. We need to be honest. We need to say things like, I'm feeling upset and overwhelmed right now, so I'm going to take a break. No, I don't feel like playing right now. I feel a bit sad. And just showing children that it's okay to be real and authentic and honest. And the more that we can do that for our kids and allow them to be that in themselves, the happier they will be. And lastly, to have happy children is to find our own healing and happiness within ourselves. So parenting in a way that allows children to be free and joyful and happy is going to take some inner work, because we were likely not raised that way ourselves. That means that there is going to be a lot of undoing and unraveling and unlearning of the unhealthy thoughts and patterns and beliefs that we took on as children, because otherwise we're not going to know how to do all of these things that I have shared. So for me, I had to get very real and honest about the things that I was believing about how children should behave, how they should be raised, and what they should be doing, and how I should be as a parent. And once I came to find the truth in myself, it made doing all of these other things so much easier. It felt organic, it felt natural, and it brought a lot of joy to both mine and my children's lives. I hope you found this video helpful. And if there's anything you would like me to share on parenting, just leave a comment below and I would love to share. Have a great day. Bye.